Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 10th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Benjamin Escobar, HCCTV production specialist. Later on, we'll have Sharday Campbell with us as my co-host. So let's get it started. Like always, we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. So today, for Tasty Tuesday, we're welcoming HCC's vendors and a delicious caterer in its own right. We have Sarah Haddad. She's the catering director for the French Corner Catering and HCC approved vendor. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're very happy to have you, and we're looking forward to hearing about the business. But first, tell us about yours and your family's history.
So, my family started this company in 1985 here in Houston. We started in the medical center. It was a small cafe, a small deli that served, breakfast, lunch, and the medical center started having a demand for catering. And so we started to cater for them. It would take us all night to do 40 sandwiches. They would be just what a chore it was to go to the grocery store and get all the items and everything. And they grew that way, started having more of a demand. My father was very involved in the marketing and getting more clients. And at that time, he went through the yellow pages to contact pharmaceutical reps and different types
Yeah.
of people who ordered food. We started from those humble beginnings and grew into a high volume, high serving catering company that we are today. And 40 sandwiches can be done, in just a few minutes, pretty much at this point.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, just catering itself. I mean, that's just like a whole other puppy. I mean, like you said, it would sometimes as for a small business, it would take overnight to do about these 40
Yes,
sandwiches. So
yes.
it's
So
it's great to hear that you've evolved and you
yes, we've mastered it. So
mhm.
now we do, we cater anywhere from 10 to 5,000 plus people.
Wow.
We work with, hospitals, corporate companies, nonprofits, Fortune 500 companies, City of Houston, different disaster relief services. Uh, we we've worked with all different types of, hurricane situations here in Houston, the freeze. We are always, here for our clients and the people of Houston to serve them and to make sure everyone's fed.
Of course. And so I also want to ask, I want to, start from the beginning. How did the name French Corner come to be?
So it started off, so we're of Lebanese backgrounds,
Mhm.
and in Lebanon, they speak a lot of French. So it started off as a small French corner cafe. It was at a corner in the medical center. It did start off, serving some French item like croissants and tea,
Okay.
things like that. We do still serve those items, but now our menu is 30 pages long. And, we're starting to evolve kind of more to the TFC catering name now that we do way more than just French food. We do offer a lot of little shops in HCC. Actually, we're partners with HCC uh,
Yes.
that are the French Corner cafes. They're all throughout there. But catering is our main.
No, yeah, I mean, props to the French Corner because when I was at school at the Haley Pace campus, I had such a tight little schedule between two
Uh-huh.
class periods, or classes, I would say, and man, French Corner always kept me happy and satisfied. So it's
I'm
great to
glad.
have these in campuses because sometimes there's nothing around the campuses really, so it's great to have something
Yeah,
like your business there.
a
So
breakfast taco, grab a sandwich, grab a salad. We like to say we're always in your corner, which reflects off, our French corner style and quality. And we want to offer always the best service and top-notch quality to everyone that goes to our cafes and receives our catering.
yes, of course. And talking about that, I mean, tell us about priding yourself in fresh and high quality food and service.
Yes. So since we are high volume, we go through a lot of food. Uh, we hand crack our eggs every single day, even if we're feeding thousands of people, making tens of thousands of breakfast tacos, if not more sometimes. We actually even invested in a machine that we put the eggs in on one side and it knocks out the shells on one side and the yolk on the other. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yes, it's pretty cool. We have someone that goes to the local farmers market every single day. They pick seasonal items from local farmers and and just make sure that our produce are fresh. Anytime you receive a salad, anytime you receive any sort of fruit, you'll see they are crisp and fresh. So yeah, we make sure everything that comes through from any of our vendors is always of top quality. And again, we go through it so fast that everything is used very quickly. As soon as it gets here, it's used.
Yeah, and so you also say that confidence in catering is your strength. Tell us more about that. I mean, here at HCC, I think everybody knows the name French Corner when they hear it because not only do we get so much catering from you guys, but also like had said earlier, you are in our campuses, so that's also great. So tell us about that confidence in catering.
So confidence in catering, being our strength, comes from having over 40 years of, history of doing catering, of experience. We've been doing this, like I mentioned, since the medical center was growing. So we make sure that we have experience in, serving and making the food and serving the food and making sure that each client and each person that receives our food experiences, pretty much happiness when they receive the food. They want to enjoy their items. And so we are confident that we can provide the best service, the best quality to each person that receives our food and services.
And I know where that location is there in the medical center. Is that the only location other than the HCC locations, obviously that you have? Is there other locations that you have in town?
So our location in the medical center is actually our catering facility only.
Okay,
During COVID, we closed it down to do only catering.
got it.
We do have our locations throughout HCC, and we also have our locations throughout the Methodist Hospital system. We did recently open a restaurant off Bissonnette and Kirby. It's called George's Bistro and Bar. It's a great place to grab some drinks, to meet some friends. There's a really nice patio. So we do have, multiple ways to enjoy all that we have to offer.
I mean, tell us more about that. I mean, that must be an exciting adventure that y'all have there. I mean, tell us about what type
Yes,
of food we can
yes,
get there and all that stuff.
all different types. I recommend the short rib. I recommend the espresso martini. I mean, it's
Okay.
a must. It's a very nice place, whether to, get together for lunch. The salads are fresh and crisp. There's a pizza oven that we had made
Ooh,
on site from Italy. They came in and put each little tile in its place,
wow.
which is really cool. So all of the pizzas are handmade in front of, the dining area. So you can experience that, which is very cool. So I hope you all are able to, go visit.
Yeah, tell us again, because I know our producer's asking right here. She's where's the location again?
It's located off Bissonnette and Kirby. There's a marquee bar right there. It's right next door to it. So it's right in the Westview area.
Perfect, awesome. And back into HCC and all that stuff.
Yeah.
As an HCC caterer, you catered the Chancellor's Consulate Luncheon, which was a big deal. So you must be one of our top tier vendors. I mean, tell us how it feels
We
to just be one
do.
like that for HCC.
You know what? We value our relationship with HCC so much. It's such a wonderful partnership that we truly enjoy. Everyone that works at HCC, y'all are just so amazing. So we love the planning process. We do walkthroughs. We set up the tables and make sure, everyone gets their food fresh and hot for dining services such as that. But we also service a lot of the orientations and student services as well. So yes, we've had a wonderful relationship with HCC, and we look forward to all, the opportunities that it brings.
Yes, we love it so much here. And you might know the answer to this question, you might not, but so when we do the pre-graduation like setup, there's these sandwiches that they cater from you guys. I think it's called the George's Po' Boy, but they
Uh-huh.
have these pickles inside of it that are so good. Are those like something you do there, or where could I get these pickles?
You know what? That's a top secret. Unfortunately, I can't share. That's the
All
secret
right.
of our po' boys. So I would suggest that everyone just order it and try it
Yeah,
out to know what you're referring to. But yes, they are delicious. And
I
maybe we'll
know. Well, thank you so much, Sarah Haddad. She is the catering director for the French Corner Catering and HCC approved vendor and our Tasty Tuesday guest. And we'll have all of your info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, coming up after a quick commercial break, Sade will return with our next guest. So stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Want to welcome to the show Miss Helen Ansley. At 83 years old, she walked across the stage to receive her degree, marking just not a personal milestone, but a powerful example of lifelong learning. She's a celebrated vocal coach with a global footprint and decades of experience guiding gospel greats. Then she returned to the classroom to deepen her understanding of music theory, not just for herself, but also for the students that she teaches. And thanks to the Texas Senior Citizen Tuition Waiver, she did it tuition free. I want to welcome to the show, Miss Helen. Good morning, Miss Helen.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great, doing great, still excited.
So happy to have you and really just celebrate you.
Yes.
We've had an opportunity to talk offline, and I was just in awe of your career. So I want to start from the beginning and to tell us a little bit about your journey to music. How did it start, and what are some of your most memorable moments?
You mean at the beginning, huh? Okay. That's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. I was doing a music career. I'm a vocalist, jazz vocalist. And all those years that I've been singing vocals all over the world for pay, I had people to come up to me and make comments about how they wish they could sing, or not like me, but if they could just sing. And I was a little shy to tell them how to do it because I didn't understand what I was singing on paper, and they would ask me questions, and I just didn't understand how to do it technically, how to teach someone. So that's what made me go back to school at an older age as I got older, because I didn't feel adequate enough, to just teach them how to sing. I wanted to, teach my students how to read and write what we're singing, so that when they get their jobs as singers, they can explain to the musicians what they want, what key they sing in, how they want it, what kind of rhythm they want. And that's what I learned in the college, in the school, the theory of all of the, just everything about it in detail.
Yes. And I told you when we were talking, I said, what a tragedy for me to be named after a singer and can't sing. So I'm gonna have to sign up for a lesson. And so to come back, and that's really, really important, because a lot of times people ask me, hey, can you teach me about public speaking? But what you're naturally God breath gifted in is often hard to teach.
Right.
So you have to go back and learn the theory, which is what you were doing from your students. I'm sure what you're pouring into them now is still growing them, but now you're able to take it a step further. So you got your Associate of Arts in music.
Yes.
And what was your time like in the classroom?
You mean, how was the classroom?
Yeah, at HCC, during your time in class.
In the classroom, most of the other students were all under 20 years old. Most of them were like high school students. And I just loved it because I was their auntie or their grandma. They helped me with my homework. They were just so helpful. And I wanted to be helpful to them, to instill in them that their parents and their grandparents can do what I'm doing, go back to school, because HCC has a wonderful senior program where they can go back to school. And I met this lady when I was living in Las Vegas. how can I go back to school? Because they didn't have some of the things in Las Vegas College that they have here in Texas. So she said, well, you will have to move to Texas to get,
That
what you
tuition
really
waiver,
want.
yeah.
Yeah. So I had to move to Texas so that I can get further educated. And then my job, I couldn't get a job teaching in the curriculum without a degree. So I had to work on a degree at the same time as, teach my students that I had for many, many years.
Yeah, and I want to lean into those who may have missed it. The state of Texas has a tuition exemption waiver for senior citizen students.
Yes.
And those who are over 55 can go at half the cost, and those over
Yes.
65 can get up to 6 hours tuition free. So it really is a blessing
Yes.
to be able to do what you always said you wanted to do. And you had a funny story. You talked about being the auntie, the Grammy. They helped you, but then how did you help them?
I helped them because they went home and told their granny and their aunt Annie, this lady is in my class and she's 83, Grandma, Annie, and you can do it too. Even if they are handicapped, or because they were saying, oh, my auntie can't get out. She can't, she's in a wheelchair, but they have access to everything on this campus for a handicap. If you can't get around, there's transportation services available for seniors. I mean, there's so many benefits for seniors that there's no excuse. And plus, it's healthy for a senior to keep their mind motivated until you die.
Yes. And one thing we see with our older students, because you talked about you were in the classroom with a lot of younger students,
Yes.
is they connect to resources with a lot more zeal than our younger students. They have some apprehension. They kind of have to wait to see how other people access it. So what resources did you use on campus?
I used the Eagle Market's food market pantry for free food for the students twice a month. You can get 50 pounds of food, and I see students going in that Eagle Market getting snacks, but I will go in there and get the real food because I was at their house. They will come to my house and we do study groups together, but they don't cook. So I get the food out of that Eagle Market to cook for the students so that we can have our study sessions. And they help me so much with the computer laptops and technical things that at my age, I couldn't keep up with that. So we helped each other.
I love that.
Yes.
And you're encouraging not just their aunties and their Grammys,
but them,
yes. And also your kids. You
yes.
are the only one in your immediate family
yes.
that has attained a higher education degree. What did that mean to help start that legacy for your family?
Oh, my kids, all 5 of them, they are just so, one passed away. And so I have 4 now, and they are just so outdone that Mom did that. My mom, I can't believe Mama just went back to school and graduated and had a degree. And I'm the only one in the whole family, except for my deceased mother, that graduated and, attained that degree. And I'm not done yet because I'm so excited and I didn't think I could do it. Now I know I can do it. And I want to encourage other seniors, they can do it.
I love that. I mean, it's a source of encouragement because so much our internal dialogue, we can convince ourselves not to start.
Yes.
And your spirit literally is a spirit of encouragement and not only in words, but in deeds. And it helps us know, do the hard thing.
Yes.
Do the thing that you think is hard.
Yes. And it was hard. Even the professor said it's hard for her to teach, or them to teach us, because it was hard for them to learn to get their degree.
Yes.
And I felt better about that they understand what we were going through. And that's what made me stay at it.
Oh, wow. So the moment that you are walking across the stage, how was it to graduate? Who do you have to thank?
Oh my goodness. Go back before I actually got on the stage, before I actually got in the gate with the gate pass to get in. This lady, Miss Melody, oh my goodness. If it hadn't been for Miss Melody in that department, that graduate department, I would not have even gotten in the gate to go to the graduation. She looked up my files because I didn't feel right. I wasn't getting any responses of me as Helen. Okay, you're going to do this. And I wasn't getting that. to me personally. So I called and I kept calling and I got Miss Melody on the phone. She called me back with my voicemail and she wants to know, what do you need? She gave me everything. She looked back and saw that my registration didn't go through, my application didn't go through, nothing was matching for me to get in the gate to walk across the stage. So I just want to thank her because she made sure all 4 of my kids had their pass to get in the gate.
Yeah.
I had my pass to get in the gate. And she said, if I didn't have those things, I wouldn't have walked across the stage. I would have had to wait till the next semester.
And we weren't going to have.
I was like,
I'm
oh
telling
my
you.
goodness, that would have been terrible.
It would have. And I think, that is so much invisible labor that helps our students get through the whole process from inquiry to graduation. Now that you've achieved this milestone, you said you're not done. And you are a musician, you are a vocalist. So I have to ask, what's the theme song of the season you're in right now?
Oh, I never would have made it without my Heavenly Father. Never would have made it. I never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I know without you, I never would have made it. That's it.
That's it. I want to thank Miss Helen Ansley. I'm speechless. HCC graduate with an Associate of Arts degree in music. We'll have information posted after the show about the senior exemption program that she took advantage of. Bless my soul today and all of our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, after a commercial break, Benji and I will be back with news and announcements.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
All right, welcome back. We're going to wrap things out like we always do here on Up to the Minute with news and announcements happening across the college and in our community. Want to kick things off with a reminder about connecting with financial aid at our upcoming registration fairs happening all summer. Students, if you are concerned about how to pay for college and want to find real solutions, go to the next HCC registration fair. From financial aid guidance to scholarships to tuition payment plans and textbook savings, these are a one-stop shop to go ahead and make your plan early on how to cover costs. One of the next ones that are happening is 9 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, June 11th and 12th at our A-Leaf Hayes, Katy, Eastside, and Stafford campus. End times may vary. Check the post after the show for details on how to register for the next event.
Next up, we have Donuts for Dad, Sweets for Fathers You Know. Look for the Student Life mobile cart to greet students to enjoy coffee and donuts while learning about HCC's parent resources. This will take place Thursday, June 12th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the HCC Eastside Student Life mobile cart that goes around the campus. So check out our post after the show for more registration info. And after those donuts, you might need something to be fit with, right?
Hey, come on, handoff. Listen, I was going to open up with you've heard of Family Feud, but how about Fit Food? But you gave me the transition, so we're right there. All right, a wellness game show. HCC Southeast College Student Life and Rec Sports will be hosting a game show style event where teams compete in fast-paced rounds of fitness and wellness trivia. It's called Fit Feud. Mental wellness and self-care topics will also be included, with prizes for the winning teams being offered. It'll be happening Monday, June 16th from 1 to 2 p.m. at our HCC Eastside Student Life Center. Check the post after the show for details.
Yes, and then we have a Juneteenth documentary at the Central College. HCC Central College is celebrating Juneteenth with a free documentary viewing presented by K2U11 News called Juneteenth, 1865 to 2025, Kinfolk and Family. A brief Q&A with series creators Mia Gradney and Len Cannon will immediately follow the screening. Don't miss this opportunity to learn and engage in a powerful conversation. This will take place Wednesday, June 18th at 12:30 p.m. at the HCC Central San Jacinto Auditorium. So check out our post after the show for more info.
Well, looking ahead, we have an activity going into our July 4th weekend, our GI60 Summer Drama Practicum, HCC's Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence, along with Screaming Media Productions, is presenting its annual GI60 Houston, featuring selected 1-minute plays from around the world. They'll be performed by our HCC drama students. This will be happening Wednesday and Thursday, July 2nd and 3rd at 7:30 p.m. at our HCC Southwest Fine Arts Center in Stafford. It's free. Reservations are encouraged, and details will be posted after the show.
Awesome. And fall registration has now opened. It's time to start thinking about your fall classes, or you still have time to look into summer courses to help you stay on track. HCC classes are still offered in a variety of programs, semester lengths, and a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, and hybrid lab. So to learn more about HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, visit hccs.edu/apply.
All right, well, looking ahead tomorrow, we'll focus on HCC's interior design program and how extended reality is integrated into the curriculum. And for Small Business Wednesday next week, we'll welcome the first place winner of the Spring Business Plan competition. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.